નમસ્કાર, હું આદર્શ છું. Adarsh Education Society welcomes you all here. Dear student friends, let's move ahead. The McDonald's means another character is added over here. McDonald and his family, so that here it is written the McDonald's. They means entire family. Means McDonald and his wife. They had 5 children. Looking through a gap in the fence, the little girl saw them playing tag in the evening. You see here, the little girl means Kezia. He is playing, McDonald, playing with them, McDonald with 5 children. What they were playing? Tag. આપણે નાના હતા ત્યારે આપણે સાંકળી રમતા હતા. એકબીજાની સાથે હાથ જોડીને દોડવાનું. પછી એ સાંકળીથી આપણે બીજાને પકડવા જઈએ. આ રીતે ઇટ્સ અ ચિલ્ડ્રન ગેમ ઓફ કેચિંગ વન અનધર. આપણે પકડમદા રમતા હતા અથવા તો પકડમ પાટી રમતા હતા. લિટલ બિટ એડિશન ઇન ધેટ. ઓમાં ઇન્ડિવિજ્યુઅલી પકડવાનું, આમાં જેટલા લોકો ભેગા થાય એ લોકો સાંકળ બનાવે, એક ટેગ બનાવે અને ટેગ પછી બીજી વ્યક્તિને એની અંદર ઇન્વોલ્વ કરતી જવાની. આ રીતે રમાતું હોય. They all were playing. They means McDonald plus 5. And the little girl means Kezia. She was used to see all these things together. The father with the baby, Mao on his shoulders, 2 little girls hanging on his coat pockets, ran around and round and flower beds, shaking with laughter. This is much more important thing. How he was. One was on the shoulder, 2 were hanging on his coat pockets. He was running here and there, flower beds, shaking with laughter, he, ha, ha, ha. It means the father is enjoying with the kids. Once she saw the boys turn the house on him, and he tried to catch them laughing all the time. Boys were laughing all the time. એનો અર્થ એમ થયો કે આખી દુનિયામાં સૌથી વિશેષ દુઃખ મને જ છે, મારાથી વિશેષ કોઈને દુઃખ જ નથી. Because father is not good to me. Then it was, she decided there were different sports of fathers. Most important thing. Then it was decided, she decided what? There were different sorts of father. Different sorts of fathers means different kinds of fathers would be available in the society. Just like my father, just like McDonald's, just like those boys whose father would be so soft with them, so that all the boys were enjoying the life. It means, hence it is proved that there were different sorts of fathers in the society. This was her decision. Suddenly, one thing happened. What happened? Suddenly, one day, mother became ill. Now what to do? She was having tuning with mother and grandmother. But mother became ill and she and grandmother went to hospital. Mother is also not present in the house. Grandmother is also not present in the house, and she was having tuning, good relation with mother and grandmother. Think for father. Father will be on sofa, then with ruler scale, then with anger, nothing else. The little girl was left alone. The little girl was left alone in the house with Alice. Alice કોણ છે? The cook of the family. It means the little girl is there, and with that little girl, the cook is there, Alice. That was all right in the daytime. આપણે નાના હતા ત્યારે પણ આપણને ખબર છે. Even think for 3 or 4 years ago, what was our condition? Daytime ગમે ત્યાં આપણે રખડતા હોઈએ, ભટકતા હોઈએ, no problem. As and when the time comes at night or evening, we are in need of our mother. This is quite common, quite common. And this is common not for a person, not for Kezia, but this thing is common for all the children. That was all right in the daytime, but what's the condition? You see here McDonald is explained here. This is McDonald. Then afterwards, you see one guy is here on shoulder, 2 are hanging with the coat pocket, and others are in a clinging condition. These all are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 1 McDonald. This is the McDonald family. That is explained here. Kezia is here. She is observing, seeing this action of this family. Now what happened? Daytime is over. Kezia is here, not from there, but from here Kezia is seeing the entire family. Okay? So see here, the little girl saw through a gap in the McDonald's playing tag in the evening. This is the gap from where she is seeing. But while Alice was putting her to bed, she grew suddenly afraid. Alice was putting her to bed. Putting her to bed means એને સુવરાવતો હતો. Suddenly she afraid. What shall I do if I have a nightmare? Nightmare means આપણે જે રાતના સ્વપ્ન આવે છે, that is a nightmare. She asked, I often have a nightmare, and then Granny takes me into her bed. I can't stay in the dark. It all gets whispery. Granny, her mother, takes me, Kezia, to her bed, and then afterwards, in a whispery condition, speaking something unclearly, she will try to satisfy her. You could just go to sleep, child, Alice, the cook said, pulling off her socks. And don't you scream and wake your poor pa. You can't say this to your poor papa. You can't hug and you can't share this to your poor papa. But the same old nightmare came to her on the same day. You see, one butcher is there, butcher who kills with the knife and sword. With a knife, with a rope, who came nearer and nearer and nearer and nearer. and with smiling, that dreadful smile, ha 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 ha, while she could not move. A small baby would not be able to move from there, could only stand still. Still means without any movement. She could stand there, nothing else. And she was crying out, Grandma, Grandma, Grandma. She walked shivering, trembling, in a trembling condition. To see father beside her bed. Huh? Yes. She walked in a shivering condition to see father beside her bed. What was there? And a candle was in his hand. In his hand means in father's hand. कहानी में भी थोड़ा ट्विस्ट होना चाहिए. This is the twist of this story. When she was screaming, when she was in her nightmare, one butcher was there that was with the knife, with a rope, smiling dreadfully. She could not move, stand still at that time only, and shouting, Grandma, 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 Grandma. At that time only, father was there beside her bed. Father was there beside her bed and in a candle in his hand. He asked, Hey, what's the matter, my dear? What she spoke? Oh, a butcher, a knife, I want granny, grandmother. He blew out the candle, bent down, sat on the bed, and caught up the child in his arm. Caught up the child in his arm means hugged. Carrying her along with the passage to the big bedroom. A newspaper was on the bed. He put away that newspaper, then carefully tugged up the child. Tugged up, covered with blanket or shawl or anything else. He lay down beside her, half asleep, still with the butcher's smile all about her. It steamed. She crept close to him, snuggled her head under his arm. Snuggled. The word is used here. Snuggled. Snuggled means moved into a warm, with love and warmth. We are used to be under the arms of our parents. That situation is known as snuggled. Under his arm and held tightly with his shirt. એકદમ ભયંકર ટાઈટ પકડી લઈએ છીએ આપણે જ્યારે ડર હોય ત્યારે. Then the dark did not matter. She lay still. પપ્પા મળી ગયા છે, હવે પૂરું થઈ ગયું, ગમે એ આવે ને, my father will protect me. Then the dark did not matter. She lay there still only. Here, rub your feet against my legs and get them warm, father said. This is usual condition. આપણે મમ્મી અને પપ્પાના બોડી ઉપર આપણા પગ રાખતા હોઈએ છીએ, ઘસતા હોઈએ છીએ, રાખતા હોઈએ છીએ, so that helps her to get warm, and after warm we will be there fearless. He slept before the little girl tried out. Then what happened? A funny feeling came over her. Her means Onkezia, poor father, not so big after all, and with no one to look after him. No one was there to look after him. Him means to his father, to her father. He was harder than grandmother, but it was a nice hardness. She understood this. This is the realization of life. This is what? Realization of life. In this realization only we realize what's the importance of our father. And every day he had to work and was too tired to be a McDonald. એના પપ્પા જે છે એ મેકડોનાલ્ડની જેમ એન્જોય નથી કરી શકતા. When he turns back to home, he would be so tired. She had torn up all his beautiful writings. એણે જે લખ્યું હતું એ બધું તો એણે ફાડીને ફેંકી દીધું હતું. She stirred suddenly and sighed. What's the matter, yaar? Asked her father. Another dream? બીજું કંઈ સ્વપ્ન આવ્યું? નહીં. She realized the importance of father here. Oh, said the little girl, my hairs on your heart, I can hear it going. It can hear it's going. What a big heart you have got, my dear father. In this way, we have completed this lesson here only. If you have any question regarding this lesson, you can ask me on time. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining us.